What?
Take that down before there's trouble.
That is a coat of arms, the Temerian lilies. They've a right to hang there.
This ain't Temeria no more, old man. It's Nilfgaard now.
My arse it is.
Witches?
I'll not drink with Weaverlost freaks.
Beg your pardon for those thugs.
No need. We're used to it.
Folk are jumpy round here. Armies just passed through. Now a griffin's prowling about.
Already had the pleasure. One mean beast.
Mean? Light way for a hunter to put it. Clawed Lena so bad, poor thing's 1 foot in the grave. But does no good to wallow in misfortune. How can I be of service?
With a drop of vodka for me.
And you? Something to wet your tongue?
Shops. Options marked that. We'll open the shop panel. Okay. So their dialogue options kind of work like Skyrim. There's one option that will... Whoa, that cat's all over the place. In the background, sorry. It was like on the table that's like slowly drifted down to the floor and then just kept on walking. There's one option that's usually highlighted or colored differently that will advance the story, but you'll also, not always, but more often than not, you'll miss out on the other dialogue choices. So, yeah, it's always, and I'm the kind of person where I'm usually pretty thorough. I like to go in and ask all the questions and learn everything, even if it's pretty stupid. There goes that freaky cat again. Is there a contract with a freaking cat? Jesus, I think needs to be exercised. So I'm usually going to go through and do all of these, and then I'll advance that part, even if it's blatantly obvious, like somebody's on the run from a monster, and you're like, well, what's going on? Like, yeah, there's a freaking monster chasing me. I still do all that.
Pretty busy place you got.
Nations on the move. Some search for kin, others just want to get out of the way of the armies. They all need food, drink, and a night's rest in warmth.
So, war's been good for your trade?
Aye, so far. But it'd be best to know peace again. Times like these, you never know what tomorrow will bring.
There a contract on that griffin?
Nay, not at the moment. Used to be. Soon as a beast had built a nest nearby, the alderman would start a collection, or go to the lord for help. Now the aldermen don't use the privy without asking the Black One's permission first. And seems they hanged the lord. So no contract.
Shame. We might have done something, but not for free.
Looking for a woman. Raven-haired, violet eyes, dresses in black and white. Riding in from Willoughby. And, strange as it sounds, lilac and gooseberries might have smelled that.
I've not seen nor smelt such a lady. Believe I'd remember.
Yeah, especially hard to forget this one.
Plenty of travellers about, though. Folk from all over. Might be worth your while to ask after her.
Any conversations. Dialogue options marked with the X in the conversation. So let's see what she's got.
Show me what you got behind the counter.
We only got like what, 20 crowns? Oh, 300. Okay. Yeah, press X to make a purchase, circle to exit out. Oh, that's right. All the menus have been changed and everything. Yeah, they did a lot to when the game first came out. The menu system wasn't very intuitive, wasn't very streamlined, and I still don't think it's the best, but it's a lot better than what it used to be. It's a hell of a lot better. especially how they separated some of the stuff like the oils, potions, and bombs. I vaguely remember them being all mixed up, and it took forever to find the oceans combined oils and potions, and you get a bastardization of the word oceans. Um, Especially the oils and potions. You know, when you're going through fighting all the monsters, you're going through trying to find one specific oil or a potion, and by the end of the game, you have a lot of them. And it takes, and some of them, many of them, not many, but some of them look very similar. It took forever to find them. It was very frustrating. Uh, so this really helped speed it up, made it easier. I mean, yeah, all the oils are still clumped in together. Wait, what was that? Oh, that's right, the Wolven Hour potion. Okay, I'll get to that in a minute. Uh, all the oils are still clumped together, but at least the oils are clumped together on their own, and the potions are together on their own. So it's much easier to sort through just those instead of. Because I think it used to be like your oils, potions, bombs were all clumped together in one spot, and there was other things mixed in there, so you had to sort through all of that stuff. Um, when they did some update and they tweaked some of the settings of the game, and what the problem was, or the problem with it was, it actually ended up changing your level. So it screwed some people over, and or it would have screwed some people over. Like if you were level 30 using level 30 gear, when it changed your level, I think your level dropped by at most 2. So you could be level 28 and all that gear you have is now worthless. Uh, the Wolven Hour potion was something they released along with that patch, and you drank it, and it increased or lowered all level requirements of items, uh, so that way you could use them, and then you just went through and grinded a little bit, and oh no, it dropped you at most by 1 level, and this would last what, like an hour or two or something like that, and you could go through and grind real quick or just do a couple missions, and then you could level up, and then you'd be able to use all of your gear again. So that was the point of that. And then tawny oil accelerates stamina regeneration. Yeah, I'm not going to sell that. I need to equip that actually. Then some crafting items. But let's see what she has. Some cards. A decoy. I want that. Catapult. It's worth 50. Wait, what's that? Oh, it's a leader card. Yeah, I need that. You need the leader cards if you want to be able to play with that deck of cards. Um, Northern Realms unit, the Crinford Reaver's Dragon Hunter, ranged combat unit strength 5, unit card special ability Tight Bond. Place this next to a card with the same name to double the strength of both cards. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to worry about buying the other ones too much. But I do want, mainly because I don't have a whole lot of money. Um, let's see what else she's got. Yeah, Redanian Herbal. These are all crafting stuff. Yeah, because I think the Dwarven Spirit, the Redanian Herbal, and what was it? The Maakaman Spirit. Well, all of these. I think you use them all for just crafting. Water. That's freaking expensive, but it is great for health regeneration. 50 vitality regeneration. 50 during combat. Wait, last 10 seconds. That lasts 10 seconds. So, the cow's milk and the water both give me 50 vitality regeneration. Oh, it takes 10 seconds. Okay, so does that mean I would want stuff like the apple? Because it gives me 50 vitality regeneration, just like the cow's milk and the water, but this is over 5 seconds, or is it 50 per second? I'll have to test it. Let's go ahead and just buy 1 apple. And then let's buy 1 thing of water for now. Actually, just go ahead and just buy 2, yeah. Because I still have some food on me, but I'm going to need a lot more. And that's all I'm going to do for now.
Thanks for everything. Help you bandage that up?
Please. I'm not decrepit yet.
Then I'll ask about Yennefer.
Mm-hmm. Just remember, we'd rather not draw any attention.
Here, Black One's been out measuring the fields.
Let him measure. Better that than burning the harvest.
Drommel. Drommel, you're dumber than a headless cockerel. Why are they marking out them lines, eh? Passing out their patrimony. Give it to their own.
Yeah, that's why they would do it. So let's see, nothing over here. Random ladder leading up. Can I climb up that?
Once more, there are 4 factions.
4 what?
Factions! Teams! Suits! Similar to clubs and spades, except each suit has its own face
Oh,
cards.
can't.
There are also special cards.
Wouldn't you rather play war? It's like to be near dawn before you get your game in my noggin.
Something about Gwent. The cat's hissing at me. You heard me talking shit. Oh, there's a chest over here. Oh! That's right, the storage chests. Yeah, you can store weapons, armor, and junk in your stash for safekeeping, confident they will not be stolen or otherwise disappear. You can access your stash in a number of places throughout the world. Items stored in your stash in one location will be available in all other locations as well. Stash locations are always visible on the map. Look for the chest icon. Yeah, that's like the magic loot, or the magic chest in a lot of other games where you can put something in one and you can find it in another one no matter how far away it is. Because originally you didn't have anywhere to store your gear, so people would have like complete a quest and get a sword, and they wouldn't want to sell the sword, but so they'd have to carry it on them. But that took up a lot of weight, which meant they couldn't do much looting when they were doing other quests, or they had to make multiple trips. So they added these stash chests later on, so you could store your gear and stuff. Alright, Cat, you need to chill.
What a waste of time. The Earth shall revolve around the sun before you comprehend these rules.
Got a minute?
Why not? Aldert Geert, Assistant Professor in Contemporary History at Oxenfurt Academy.
Geralt of Rivia. Witcher, with tenure. I'm looking for a woman. Long hair, dressed in black and white. Seen anyone like that?
Of course not. Unlike the populace, I know the horsewoman of war is pure poppycock.
Horsewoman of war. What's that about?
Folk say an omen. A beautiful phantom rides the fields at night, looks as you described her. Armies follow her, and all who cross her path meet with misfortune.
I can vouch for the last bit. Know where they saw her?
No, facts interest me, not fairy tales.
Not a place I'd ever expect to find a scholar. Take it you're fleeing the war?
Quite the opposite. Chasing it. I'm headed for the front.
Tired of life?
I seek knowledge, which I value more than life itself. I've a thirst no dusty old tomes can quench. I wish to see the Nilfgaardian invasion with my own eyes, understand it, and record it all in my chronicle, my magnum opus.
Interesting. We need somebody to describe war, what it's really like. Not colorful banners and generals making moving speeches, but rape, violence, and thoughtless cruelty.
Ah, I see you lack the polish of the Academy. Rape and cruelty are details of no import to the war's course. Trinkets on the garment of conflict, one might say.
Tell that to the people whose houses burned down.
So he's gonna do what most people do when they write about the wars and stuff, and they're like, oh, you know, like during World War II, the Axis powers moved in here and fought, you know, against the Allies, and the Allies repelled them, or the Allies did this, and they all talk about the other missions about the quiet bombings, or the bomb raids, or like, what is it, like at one point America dropped napalm on a Japanese city, killing thousands of people. I mean, this was before the nuclear bombs. Yeah, they push all that stuff off to the side before talking about, and they just focus on dates and then like just the names of the generals. That's all that douchebag is gonna do. Did I ask him that? I don't think I did.
War reached Novigrad yet?
Nope, but it's only a matter of time. Nilfgaard on one bank, Redania on the other, drooling over the city like dogs over a juicy bone.
Many a ruler's choked on that bone.
True. We value our liberty in Novigrad, and we know how to fight for it.
The scholars especially.
The sword is not the only weapon. Do not forget, architects from our academy designed the city walls. Walls no war machine has ever crumbled.
Gotta go. So long.
A moment, Witcher. You strike me as a man of the world. Are you familiar with Gwent?
No, and I don't have time to learn.
But the rules are quite simple. Come, let's play.
Options marked with cards, we give him a game of Gwent. And this is a really fun game. I've seen lots of video games where they try to have like in-game games. I was trying to think of a better way to word that. But many of them, they're just not that fun. Final Fantasy IX had a card game. I never grasped the I grasped the concept of it, but I don't know. I just never had fun with it. It was just I don't think they did a good job explaining it. God, what are there? There's dozens of other games where they do stuff like this. I know in Kingdom Come Deliverance there was dice, which that's a fun game. I mean, you can't really mess that up. It's but that was a real game that they just implemented. And I know Gwent is pretty much just like a trading card game. That's all it really is. But they balanced it out right and everything, and then it's a lot of fun to play. I think they did it a lot better than anybody else has. Not anybody, but than most other people have.
Why not?
Splendid. Here's how it's done.
Sorry, I had to get a drink. Alright, the Gwent tutorial. Yes. Oops, I accidentally hit 2 buttons. Okay, I thought I broke it. I already know how to play. I'm just refreshing myself, kind of like, you know, on the combat and everything, just to make sure I don't forget anything. Gwent is an ancient dwarven card game that simulates the clash of two armies in battle. The players are generals and the cards are their forces. You will go first. To begin, you draw 10 cards. This will be your hand for the rest of the match. You will not draw any more cards, so use these wisely. Oh. Oh, okay, I don't think it went through. Alright. When I hit, it said press X, and then when it jumped cards, I thought it redrew my card already. This is the unit card. The number in the upper left corner indicates its strength. When placed on the battlefield, this value is added to the total strength of the player who placed it. This is unit's combat row icon. This icon indicates the row in the battlefield where the card can be played. Close range siege. Some unit cards have special abilities. This Kaidweni Siege Expert special card ability is called Morale Boost, which grants +1 strength to all units in the same row. Weather cards. Weather cards are a type of special card. They reduce the strength of all cards of a given type on the battlefield, including your own. Snow's for close. Wind is for ranged. Wind is for ranged. rain is for siege. That wasn't a weird having those two ranged and rain back to back like that. It just messed me up a little. Continue. At the start of each game, you can select up to 2 cards to discard and redraw. Let's skip that for now and go straight to playing. Now I wonder, those 2 cards I bought, can I have used them already? No, because I have to go through the menu and add them into my deck. I forgot about that. Here's the battlefield. This is your side, the opponent's side. During each turn, the player may place 1 card on the battlefield or pass. Each deck has a leader. The leader grants you a special ability, which can be used only once during a battle. Trigger special ability at any point by pressing square. Press X to select a card from your hand. Press X again to place it on the battlefield. Your turn. What's my player's or leader's ability? Not pass. Use leader card. R2? Okay, you just tap it. I was holding it and it didn't appear, so I let go and I tapped it and it appeared and disappeared real quick. Foltest, King of Temeria. It is natural and beautiful that a man should love his sister. What? Is he talking about incest? That's not natural at all. Pick an impenetrable fog deck, a card from your deck and play it instantly. Well, that's a crappy power. And I do not like him. Fog. Oh yeah, fog. It wasn't wind, it was fog. Okay, that's ranged. What's his? Pick a torrential rain card from your deck and play it. Okay, so he can affect siege. Amir Var Emry is his Imperial Majesty. The skies wept when my Pavetta died. They will not weep for me. Nothing fancy. It's not too big if I win or lose. It's just the intro to the game. I think no matter what, you get something. Total strength. The number on the left by your icon shows the current total strength of your units. The number on the right side shows the total strength for that row. Both values are updated when a card is played. At the end of a round, the player with the highest total strength wins. During your turn, you can pass by holding triangle. Once you pass, you cannot play any more cards during that round. Your opponent can continue playing cards until he or she passes as well. You should pass when you are confident you can win with the units you already have in play, or to let your opponent win and save your cards for the next round. And that's a big tactic, is passing and letting your opponent take the win. Especially if you use like a small combo, like you use like 2 or 3 cards, and you can like their abilities will combine, and you can get like 20 points or more off of just those 3 cards, and then you pass immediately, and your other player might have to use like 4 or 5 or 6 cards to try and beat you if they want to win, or they can take the loss and let you win, but you're still in a strong spot because you have a win and you still have like 7 other cards at least. So passing is a really good strategy. Round ends once both players have passed. The players can then compare their total strength of units to determine the winner. All cards on the battlefield are discarded and both players' total strength is reset to 0. Let's see. Things I'm thinking I might use. My leader ability and make the fog appear, take out his 1 card, and then just go ahead and pass, and then whatever happens. And then that'll use up all my close combat ones. So on my next turn, I can use the snow, and that'll eliminate all of his close combat cards. Yeah, why not? Yeah, let's just go ahead and pass. Oh, there goes. That's right, you have to hold it. Of course, if he has a fog card, I'm screwed. They passed. Oh, you douche. Now we're even. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll win. Alright, what's that one do? Nothing. Oh, place an extra card with the same name to double the strength. Okay. Yeah, the poor fucking infantry. Okay. Just go ahead and lay him down. This is the last round. I'm going to use everything, so it doesn't... almost everything. Alright, so far I have the advantage. Yep, New's gonna do that. That's fine. Because I still have him up by 5 points. He only has one more card left. Oh, you used the same card, so I win. Yep, 17-9. Victory! Pro tips. There's no shame in passing and letting your opponent win a round. Sometimes it's better to save your cards for later. Each deck also features its own heroes. Heroes are high-value cards immune to the effects of special cards. These powerful cards can turn the tide of battle. Acquire more powerful cards by completing certain quests or purchasing them from vendors. Yeah, I like the whole card collecting mechanic, having to go out and find them and stuff. Some of it sucks though. Like you go through and you do this quest, you're going through fighting these monsters and stuff. I don't think it's for any of the contracts, but there's a few missions where you have to go through and fight monsters, and it's a pretty challenging quest. And your reward is just a card. And I'm like, yeah, it's nice to have the card, but I would have rather have paid 200 coin for it. I would have rather you give me 200 coin, and I could have gone to the store and bought it. I mean, that's just the way I feel, which I know doesn't make sense. I'm like, a lot of people are like, well, if you're going to pay, if they give you 200 coin, the card costs 200 coin. Why not just cut the middleman out and give you the card? I'm like, yeah, but I can also use the coin for other stuff too. So I don't have to go buy that card with the 200 coin from that quest. So I'd rather get the coin or some other resources like crafting materials, rare or hard to find crafting materials or something like that, as opposed to a Gwent card.
Well, you've a knack for this game. If you ever find yourself in Oxenfurt and wish to play a true master, ask for Stepan. A simple innkeep by trade, but a true maestro when it comes to Gwent.
I'll remember that. Thanks.
A Miraculous Guide to Gwent, R3 to read. Books and scrolls. I'll switch between unread books and scrolls. Once read, they'll add it to the books panel in the glossary. The tome you hold in your hands, commissioned by the most gracious Duke de Berry, shall make use of magic most arcane to display which Gwent cards you are currently missing from your collection. You need but open it and repeat it in your mind. How about a round of Gwent, and the following shall appear. Okay, I forgot about this completely. Yeah, they added this in. They added a few things in with some of the DLC. This was to help you find cards because there wasn't a complete list on hand. You had to go online or you had to have the strategy guide to find a complete list of the cards. And that doesn't include the cards they included. So they added this, which includes everything, even new cards they added into the DLC, and it helps you keep track of. It doesn't help you. It doesn't tell you which ones you need, but when you find a new card in a shop, it tells you if you already had that card or not. So that helps with collecting. But there's the Velen, Novigrad, and the Skellige Isles. There's not a lot. There's White Orchard, which is only. Oh, that tells you how many there are in each area. That doesn't tell you. Okay, that's it. The Royal Palace in Vizimia, Kaer Morhen. Number of new cards which can still be won from players of no particular renown or skill, 47. So I can win 47 cards just by going through and challenging people. In Kaer Morhen, when we go back there later in the game, there's one card you can get there. The Royal Palace in Vizima, there's a couple people there. I think there's a couple people there you can challenge at Gwent. And one of them has a card you can win, and it's the only time in the game you can get that card, because that's the only time in the game you're in that area. You actually do go back there, or you can go back there later for cutscenes. But it's only cutscenes. You have no control of the character at all. You just watch some cutscenes and then you leave. So there's still 4 more I can get in White Orchard. I wonder, is that the 4 I could... I thought she only had... Oh, I just got one. Let's see if... Books and scrolls. In this panel, you can browse through the contents of all the books and scrolls you have found. Even if you later sell a book, its contents will still be available here. Alright. On the left, you can select books, scrolls, and letters. The contents will be shown in the center of the screen. Yeah, okay, we got it. Yeah, it still says White Orchard 4. So let's test it out.
Got anything interesting under the counter?
Depends what you're after. Have a look.
Yeah, so she only has 3 left. She had 6. Okay, so let's... What's that? That one's a 5. Let's just go ahead and buy one. Screw it. And let's see if...
Farewell.
Keep hitting the wrong buttons. Oh, it did. It went down to 2 now. Okay, and she still has 2 more cards. So she has... Alright, so once I buy those 2 cards, those are the only 2 cards in the White Orchard. White Orchard is done. Alright. What the hell? Alright, cat, you need to calm the fuck down. And lady, you need to calm yourself down. Didn't I already talk to these guys?
I'm looking for someone.
And we seek some peace and quiet.
Out of my face, freak. For your breath sours my beer.
Dialogue, Axie. Options marked with the Axie will make use of the Axie sign. This sign influences people's minds, causing them to act according to your will. To charm more stubborn individuals who would otherwise resist during a conversation, invest in the delusion ability in the character panel. Yeah, just want to talk.
Just want to talk.
You deaf, Stray? No one here'll talk to you.
If it's company you seek, stick that mangy snout of yours in a trough with the pigs.
Show that shit-eater, Micah.
Raven-haired woman dressed in black and white. Seen her? Talk.
Folks say the lady rode through the village a few days back. Galloping so fast she knocked Radabor into a ditch.
Which way did she go?
Dunno. Lots of tracks leading off the main road. Could have gone anywhere.
Oi, people! The freak's taken Micah's mind!
Uh-huh, and I'll take your tongue if you don't shut up.
Yeah, dealing with all that racism BS. Gonthro Cat, seriously. Chill. Gonthro Dim. Completely forgot about him.
Looking for a woman.
Like everyone.
Not like everyone. And not just any woman. Mine smells of lilac and gooseberries, dresses in black and white.
2 schnapsies. It'll lift your spirits.
Fine, I'll have a drink. Can we cut to the chase? You seen her or not?
Yennefer of Vengerberg.
Never mentioned her name.
Yet you described her perfectly. And once I hear something, I never forget. Can't help it.
Oh, sweet, I got that drink.
What do you do? Who are you?
A mangy vagrant. Gone to Rodim, at your service.
A god.
Vagrant. That a profession now?
Once a merchant of mirrors. The madding crowd dubbed me Master Mirror, or the Man of Glass.
So, yeah, when this game first came out, nobody knew who he was. He was just a named character that had... He just spoke weird, but like the things he says are vague. The Merchant of Mirrors and the Man of Glass, that, remembering from what I can remember, the DLC has some importance later on. But I'm not sure how it applies any other way. I can't remember ever hearing any stories about him, or from like books you find while playing, or just any stories you hear. Because that's one thing that's really neat about this game, is as you're playing, as you talk to people, you hear these stories and lore, and they actually, and like at the time, it's just something vague. It's like just world building. That's all it really is at the time. But then as you're playing, those things pop up again, and they actually have an important part of a quest you're doing. And it's really cool. But like him talking about being the Merchant of Mirrors, like I said, it does have a small little bit to play later on in the DLC. But it's at this moment, it's just world building, and I don't think it has any other point besides world building.
How do you know Yennefer?
What a question. Master Dandelion's ballads, of course. The only way a humble merchant might hope to rub up against greatness. Unless, that is, he's as lucky as I am.
And runs into a very patient witcher.
Into Geralt of Rivia himself. The Butcher of Blaviken.
Recognize me from Master Dandelion's ballads too?
To your health.
You seen Yennefer?
Deepest apologies, but I must ask. Is this about love?
None of your business.
Yes. As a vagrant, I deserve no explanation.
What do you know? Tell me.
Before you appeared, it never occurred to me that might have been Yennefer. Who would have thought?
Get to the point.
An Nilfgaardian scout from the local garrison saw her.
Where?
At their camp. She rode in there. Dark of night. Black and white. Gooseberries and... Yes, I know. Had a terse exchange with the garrison commander and raced off.
Where to?
I'm not omniscient. Ask at the garrison.
Thanks.
We men of the road must stick together. Perhaps one day I'll be in trouble, and you'll be nearby to help.
Now, you see, that's another cool touch right there. When he turns around, you see the guy walk past you, and then out of the camera shot, you assume he's just standing right here, and he walks out the door. But he's not. He just straight disappeared. He's just gone. Now, when I first played the game, I originally thought that was a glitch, but then going back and like seeing it now, I'm like, oh, because he's a god, or at least he has godlike powers, so he can do some pretty crazy stuff. Let's look at my inventory real quick. So I was talking about the food earlier. Here are your currently equipped items. Got it. Other items. Select a tab that shows what type. Vitality and toxicity. Equipment items selected and press X. This tab shows crafting components and alchemy ingredients. This tab shows quest items and items which no other categories. This tab shows food and items for roach. This tab shows oils, potions, and bombs. And then weapons and armor. You can toggle between large and small item descriptions by holding L3 or turn off item descriptions by pressing L3. You can see how a given item will look on Geralt just by pressing square. Using the preview option, you can see how items will look which you cannot yet equip. To choose the order in which items will be shown, press R3. To see your character statistics, hold R2 or press R2 to go to the statistics panel. You have a Witcher potion, but in order to use it, you must equip it. Navigate to the usable items tab. Yep, select the tawny oil. Let's just put it there. Now you can use the potion during gameplay. Press up to activate the potion in the first slot, or down to activate the potion in the second slot. I have to cycle between them, don't I? Between food and potions. Alright, so the bread heals for 50 vitality over 5 seconds. And my water, yeah, 50 over 10 seconds. Yeah, no, I still need to figure out, is it 50 over 5 seconds or 50 per second for 5 seconds? But I bought the apple to help me test it, and I don't need it because the bread does 50 for 5, and I already have water, which is the 50 for 10. That cat really does not fucking like me. I think that's it, though. We're all done in here. Let's go talk to Vesemir.
Yes? What is it, Wolf?
Realize it's been half a year since we hunted down that fiend in Varun?
Yes. Well, that was more than a fiend. What was that bastard's name? Drugan? May the soil lie light upon him. Things used to be simpler. Monsters were bad, humans good. Now, everything's all confused.
Used to be exactly the same. You've just forgotten.
Do well not to point up my age. You're near a century old yourself.
Okay, so he doesn't have anything.
See you later, Vesemir.
And that's something else that trips me out. Witchers, because of the mutagens inside of them, they live much, much longer. Yeah, Geralt's almost 100 years old. That's crazy. Oh, here we go.
Done drinking?
Mm-hmm.
Then fuck off.
Don't want your kind here.
Better round up someone else to help. 3 of you don't stand a chance against me.
What? I could fuck you up by myself.
If I had a bag over my head and my hands tied behind... Actually, no, not even then.
Chet, Lesh, back off. I'll teach this vagrant a lesson. Man on freak.
Oh, or don't block. Why is he blocking?
What? Lost your nerve?
He would not block at all. Wrong buttons. Okay, there we go. Oop. Okay, no more locking on. Okay.
Nice meeting you.
Took them out pretty quick. I didn't realize the first guy was out. I thought he just like fell over and he was going to get back up. Ask the Guardians about Yennefer. Okay, so Vesemir. Can I see him? Oh, I closed the window. That's cool. I didn't know I could do that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, Vesemir's just gonna chill over there. Oh wow, the glass was distorted. I never noticed that detail. That is so cool. I mean, I understand it's an easy little filter to place over the window. But still, it's just a nice little touch. It's cool. What's I gonna talk about? Oh yeah, Vesemir's just gonna chill here, and we are gonna head out and look for Yennefer, or clues for Yennefer on our own. Your game state will be automatically saved when you reach certain milestones in the story. Still, you should save your progress early and often on your own. The world is full of predators, bloodthirsty beasts, bandits, and countless other dangers.
Hey there.
Yeah, it is. Once you start doing some real exploring out in like Velen and Novigrad and Skellige, and the White Orchard, it's not too bad, but it can happen.
Slow now. Whoa.
E-R-V-A-N, not Goidemar.
What do you mean? I know what they named you at your cutting. What kind of name is that anyway? Durban.
Nilfgaardian. My gran was from Nazet.
Oh, so that's how it is. Then by my leave, Master Durban, may the Gold Sun guide you far away from my land.
Is that guy not wearing pants? Like, is he glitched, or is that
plums are wreaking havoc on my gut.
is that just a fashion statement? He bumped his head when he went to bed. Geralt has learned from experience to keep a close eye on his surroundings as he travels, for he never knows when he'll run into someone or something of interest. A damsel in distress, a merchant peddling rare wares, or a nest of pesky monsters. Such locations are marked on your map with the following icons. Blah blah blah. Come on, move forward. Alright, dismount.
Jetty!
Listen carefully. You're never to sing that
To
line
our
again.
earnest prophesied before he turned his toes
You're
up.
not to play
That
with
hall was
Chetty.
mine.
Jetty's
my best mate.
Chetty's a little fool. Get us all killed. I see you with him again, and you'll regret it.
The dad's chastising him for the rhyme, and I missed what they were talking about over there. But the message board, or bounty board, one of the main ways to get quests, or random quests, throughout the game. Sorry, I just had a nice little stretch. But let's see what it has to say.